When I sat down to write the stories in my book, The Crumbling of a Nation, my intention was to write stories that would warn us of a future that felt like it was coming. But I was hopefully wishing at the time that these realities were not nearly as close as they've turned out to be. But each day I feel that hope less and less. A few of those stories include Love the Way God Intended, where all books that have been deemed unchristian have been banned from schools. But in this story, one teacher has made it her mission to sneak books into the school to give to her students whose lifestyles are being banned and silenced. But by doing so, she is not only jeopardizing her job, but the lives of her students. Or the Termination Bureau, where abortion has been banned nationwide. However, if a person is unable or unwilling to keep their baby, they are able to sell it to the state, but only with the written permission from the man who has impregnated them and the approval of the moral advisor. So when Jocelyn Adams, at the age of 12, who has become impregnated by force, goes to the Termination Bureau, she must convince the moral advisor why she should still be allowed to sell her baby even without the written permission from the man who impregnated her, even though the act was not consensual. For the story, It Was Just Another Day in America, which follows a single day of school for a young boy named Jasper. When he arrives at school, he is wearing a bulletproof vest. His entire school is surrounded by security. Every teacher is armed, and yet none of it is enough. For school shootings have become to these students just another day. Or The Crumbling of a Nation, which details New York City as it is on the verge of collapse. Central Park has been essentially burnt to a crisp and overrun by the homeless population. Buildings are constantly being broken into and raided by people who are just looking for anything to eat. And all of this is being watched by Francis Smith from the 67th floor of his penthouse apartment, which he inherited. And as he looks down at New York City crumbling, all he can think to himself is how much he despises them. Not the people who created the society, but the homeless people who have ruined his view. Or the story We See You, where a woman is assaulted in broad daylight. And though this act is witnessed by dozens of people, not a single one of them actually stepped forward to do anything. Instead, they just pull out their phones and record the incident to later post to their social media for millions to watch. All of these stories and more can be found in my book, The Crumbling of a Nation, and Other Stories, available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, the TikTok Shop, and Audible.